Welcome to the Mass Standards section. The Mass Standards section of the National Metrology Laboratory of the Philippines is the country's provider of traceability to the SI unit of mass, the kilogram. It is also the premier authority in the calibration of mass standards and weighing instruments. It has maintained its accreditation by the German accreditation body, DUX, under the terms of ISO, IEC 17025 since 2010. The Mass Standards section has published 21 calibration and measurement capabilities (CMC) in the International Bureau of Weights and Measures (BIPM) key comparison database in 2013. Calibration of mass standards are performed by well-trained and competent staff in accordance with the International Organization of Legal Metrology Recommendation 111-1. On-site calibration of non-automatic weighing instruments are conducted by experienced and proficient staff following the European Association of National Metrology Institutes Calibration Guide No. 18, Guidelines in the Calibration of Non-Automatic Weighing Instruments. We have forged a partnership with one of the leading manufacturing companies of weighing instruments, the Shimadzu Manufacturing Philippines Incorporated.
It was year 2013 when we started having partnership with National Metrology Laboratory by having our standard weights calibrated at their facility instead of laboratory abroad. We were able to save nearly 1.95 million peso in total calibration cost annually. These savings allow us to provide more benefits to our employees. And equally important is the short lead time offered by NML. It provides us better production scheduling and enable us to accommodate higher demands, thereby meeting customer satisfaction. NML provides us adequate training in metrology, and we are looking in the future with NML as our partner, more collaboration, as we aim to establish our own calibration facility. To all this, thank you is an understatement.
In support to the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency (PDEA), the Project Metrology and PDEA Correct Quantity, Right Decision was implemented in 2018.
The National Metrology Laboratory has been a partner of the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency since 2018. This partnership has enhanced the capability of our chemists through training in the calibration of weighing instruments. At present, all the weighing instruments at PDEA nationwide are calibrated by this internationally recognized institution. Thus, we are confident of the accuracy of the reported weights. We're looking forward to more years of partnership, all in the service of the Filipino people.
To know more about the services offered by Mass Standards section, please contact us at 8837-2071 local 2264 or visit the official website, nml.gov.ph.
Welcome to the Linked Standards Laboratory of the NML. The laboratory provides measurement traceability in the field of dimensional measurement. It maintains end standards and comparators that are used to provide calibration service for gauge blocks. Gauge blocks are length standards representing specified fractions of the unit of length, the meter, of the International System of Units SI. Depending on the kind of application and the required quality, gauge blocks are offered in several grades. Mainly, Grade K are used as a reference standard for calibrating other gauge blocks of lower accuracy. While these lower accuracy blocks are used as working standards for dimensional measuring tools like micrometer, caliper, and other industrial and engineering instruments. These measuring tools calibrated with gauge blocks of the National Metrology Laboratory of the Philippines, or traceable to the SI, through the National Metrology Institute of Malaysia. The laboratory is equipped with Grade K reference standards, and Grade 0 as working standards. These standards range from 0.5 mm up to 100 mm, comprising of 122 unique nominal lengths. The laboratory is capable of calibrating gauge blocks of grades 0, 1, and 2 by direct comparison, using the mechanical gauge block comparators. For further information about the services we provide, you may contact our head Mr. Michael Jason Solis or any of our laboratory staff.
Welcome to the Time and Frequency Standards Laboratory of the National Metrology Laboratory. Frequency and time interval measurements done in the laboratory are derived from cesium primary time and frequency standard maintained at the laboratory. For traceability to the SI second, the cesium primary time and frequency standard is continuously intercompared through multi-frequency global navigation satellite system (GNSS) time and frequency transfer using Septentriopolar X5TR GPS GNSS reference receiver. Stopwatches and timers are calibrated by comparison using a reference time interval counter, whose input signal frequency is derived from a cesium primary time and frequency standard. We perform calibration of frequency counters, frequency calibrators, GPS receivers, stopwatch, and timers, stroboscope, non-contact tachometers, and time mark generators. You may contact us for your further inquiries about the Time and Frequency Standards Laboratory and the services that we provide. Welcome to the Electrical Standards Laboratory of the National Metrology Laboratory. We maintain a bank of electronic standard cells and is used to calibrate customers' DC reference standard. The calibration process is fully automated using calibration software developed at the laboratory. We also maintain standard resistors from 1 milliohm to 1 megohm. Calibration is performed using an automated DC comparator bridge in a temperature-controlled oil bath with a stability and uniformity of ±0.005 degrees C. The laboratory also performs calibration of 6 1/2 digit multimeters. A multifunction calibrator is used to provide accurately known input signals. The calibration process is also done using laboratory-developed software. This enabled us to minimize operator error, as compared to manual calibration. To name a few, the Electrical Standards Laboratory offer calibration of DC voltage standards, decade resistance boxes, digital multimeters, standard resistors, process calibrators, milliamp calibrators, and many more. The laboratory will soon be offering new services such as calibration of multifunction calibrators, multi-product calibrators, 8 1/2 digit multimeters, standard resistors up to 1 gigohms, AC-DC thermal transfer standards, and AC measurement standards. These will be offered tentatively on the second quarter of 2021. You may contact us for your further inquiries about the Electrical Standards Laboratory and the services that we provide. Welcome to the Thermometry and Hygrometry Standards section. The Thermometry and Humidity Standards section, or the THSS of the National Metrology Laboratory of the Philippines, is committed in providing the country with the most accurate measurements in the field of temperature, relative humidity and moisture measurements. We calibrate temperature and humidity measuring equipment from various fields of application, like food processing, manufacturing, research and development, healthcare, pharmaceuticals, and education, both for the private and government sectors. As the holder and in charge of the national standard for temperature, the THSS operates and maintains various equipment that serve as primary or reference standards. We have these standards calibrated at some of the leading measurement institutes abroad to ensure the smallest possible uncertainties and that the measurements in the country are traceable to the International System of Units, or the SI. We disseminate the SI unit for temperature, the Kelvin, by providing competent and internationally recognized calibration services for our clients. The THSS provides the following services: calibration of digital, industrial platinum resistance, liquid and glass thermometers, thermocouples, non-contact infrared thermometers with low-range and high-range temperature options, non-contact clinical thermometer, thermohygrometers, various types of enclosures, testing of wood moisture meter, and calibration or testing of grain moisture meters. These measurement services are conducted by highly qualified and experienced personnel that had local and international trainings and exposure, aside from using commercially available measurement equipment and standards. The THSS also developed its own methods and standard equipment for calibration that has the potential to be commercialized in the future. Aside from the calibration or testing conducted on the samples submitted by clients, THSS also ensures the quality of temperature and humidity measurements in the country by providing proficiency testing via inter-lab comparison and measurement audit to government and private calibration laboratories throughout the country. THSS conducts a PT for liquid and glass thermometers, digital thermometers, and digital thermohygrometers. To further increase the confidence of the public and stakeholders towards THSS, the THSS has been granted and continuously maintained its ISO, IEC 17025 accreditation since 2010. This accreditation was awarded by no less than the National Accreditation Body of Germany, DAX. This follows that the experts that accredited the THSS came from the National Measurement Institute of Germany, PTB, which is a world leader in the field of metrology. THSS achieved another milestone by having 10 calibration and measurement capabilities or CMCs at the KCDB of the BIPM since 2015. The CMCs provide that measurements conducted by THSS are now recognized almost anywhere in the world. Truly, our services meet global standards. For further information about our laboratory and the services we provide, you may contact our laboratory head, Ms. Mona Lisa Enot, or any of our laboratory staff.
We have been partnered with NML for years, and I can say the relationship with NML is greatly beneficial to our operation. We subject our equipment for calibration and checking to TSS NML, and they deliver our needs. From the certificates of calibration, we are able to make adjustments in the use of our equipment to maintain high-quality service to our customers. We were also able to secure all government accreditations and maintain recognition as product of our partnership with NML. With that, we are able to satisfy the needs of our customers.
The Metrology and Chemistry, or MIC section of the National Metrology Laboratory of the Philippines, was created to ensure the traceability of chemical measurements in the country. The MIC aims to provide accuracy-based proficiency testing schemes and traceable reference materials for local testing laboratories. Welcome to the Metrology and Chemistry section. The inorganic analysis team currently focuses on heavy metals such as arsenic, cadmium, mercury, and lead in water, as well as preservatives such as sulfites in foods. The team is composed of trained personnel who employ various analytical methods, using state-of-the-art equipment and higher-order techniques. Organic contaminants, such as pesticides, veterinary drug residues, and preservatives, are analyzed using gas or liquid chromatography, in tandem with a detector specific to the analyte measured. This is done by the organic analysis team that is also establishing its capabilities in purity assessment of organic compounds through various analytical techniques. MIC is also equipped with triple quadrupole mass spectrometer detector employed with isotope dilution mass spectrometry, which is the primary method for reference value assignment of RMs. Currently, MIC is focused on producing RMs of contaminants in food and water matrices. RMs are used by testing laboratories to check the accuracy of their methods and provide traceability of chemical measurements to the SI units. It is significant for ensuring correctness of results, proper evaluation of limits set by national standards, and safeguarding the health of consumers. MIC has produced several RMs and more are currently being developed. Proficiency testing schemes are also conducted by MIC to assess the technical capabilities of local laboratories in performing a specific analysis based on metrologically traceable assigned value. For more information on the services of the MIC section of NML, kindly reach us through the following contact details. This is the Biological Metrology Laboratory. It is one of the facilities being established by the National Metrology Laboratory through the project, Biological Metrology for Microorganisms in Food. Metrology is the scientific study of measurements, while biometrology refers to the measurement and data activities that provide quantitative characterization of a biological aspect. As accuracy of measurement results plays an integral role in ensuring food safety and the competence of food products, the laboratory is focused on developing proficiency test materials and reference materials for microbiological measurement in food. Our vision is to become the pioneer and leading premier provider of PT materials and RMs for the local testing laboratories in the Philippines. Participation to PT schemes will provide local testing laboratories with a tool to assess their competency in providing accurate measurement results, while microbiological RMs can be used as part of the laboratory internal quality control during testing. The Biomet facility houses relevant and state-of-the-art test equipment in order to aid the development of PT materials. It includes the quantitative real-time polymerase chain reaction machine that would offer fast and efficient detection target microbial DNA present in food samples. Future installation will include the flow cytometry, which serves as a higher-order method in the quantification of the number of microbial cells useful for analyte development, and the gene sequencing, which will be used for molecular identification of microorganisms. Currently, Biomet focuses on the research and development of PT materials for the determination of aerobic plate count, coliform and E. coli count, and salmonella detection in food matrices such as milkfish and octopus. For more information, please refer to these contact details.
Welcome to the Photometry Standards Laboratory of the National Metrology Laboratory. Photometry is the science of the measurement of light, in terms of its perceived brightness to the human eye. Light meters are calibrated by comparison with a standard illuminance meter using photometric bench facility and a luminant daylight source at 2856K. The reference plane at which the readings are taken is determined from the outermost surface of the light meter detector. Light meters are being used by our industry to measure light intensity of their workplaces in order to comply with the prescribed and proper artificial lighting, as mandated by law. This is to reduce glare or shadows that can reduce eye fatigue and to prevent workplace incidents and hazards due to poor lighting. The National Metrology Laboratory performs calibration of light meters from 380 lux to 2000 lux. The NML maintains standard lamps, standard light meter, and uses a photometric bench in its facility. You may contact us for your further inquiries about the Photometry Standards Laboratory and the services that we provide.
Welcome Welcome to the Pressure Standards Laboratory, where we maintain standards for the calibration of the devices used to measure pressure. Pressure is a derived unit and is defined as the force acting on a unit surface. Pressure is one of the most widely measured and controlled variables in industrial processes. Pressure is also used to indirectly measure other industrial parameters such as level, volume, and flow. Accurate measurement of pressure ensures that industrial processes are always at their optimum operating condition. The calibration standards we presently maintain at our laboratory are pneumatic pressure balance, capable of generating pressures up to 200 bars using nitrogen as the pressure medium. Hydraulic pressure balance, capable of generating pressures up to 1000 bars using sebacate oil as the pressure medium. For the calibration of industrial pressure gauges, we use high-accuracy digital gauges as standard together with pressure pumps and variable volume pressure generators. The calibration items we receive from our customers typically consist of Gordon gauges, digital pressure gauges, pressure transducers and transmitters, pressure calibrators, manometers, and pressure deadweight testers. We are traceable to the SI through NMIs abroad like Chris, Korea, NIM Thailand, etc. For high-accuracy customer items, we calibrate them directly against our reference pressure balances. For other customer items, they are calibrated using our working standards that have been in turn calibrated using our reference pressure balances. Other input quantities are measured using instruments calibrated by the other laboratories of the NML. The lab is in a temperature-controlled environment at 23 degrees Celsius plus or minus 1 degree Celsius during calibration. The lab has highly qualified staff having received training at NMIs abroad. The lab is DAX accredited. Here is the new list of calibration fees for pressure standards section. For further information about our laboratory and the services we provide, you may contact our laboratory head Marina Salazar, or any of our laboratory staff. Welcome to Force Standards Laboratory, where we maintain the standards for the calibration of force measuring instruments. Force is a derived unit. It is defined as mass-time acceleration due to gravity. Force measurement is important to ensure the safety of material in construction industry. Force applications are evident during design of products, during manufacturing processes, process weighing like force measurement in weighing, vessel weighing and road traffic axle load. The reference standard we currently maintaining at NML Force Laboratory are high-accuracy load cells with the range of 50 Newton to 2000 kilonewton. The laboratory's technical personnel were trained at various national metrology institutes abroad like NMIJ, CRIS, Korea, NIM China. Our reference standards are traceable to CRIS, Korea. The working standards traceability are from Force Laboratory as well as Mass Laboratory of NML. These standards are used to calibrate load cell, universal testing machine, compression machine, furniture testing machine, force gauges and other force measuring instrument. Here is the new list of Force Standards section calibration fee. For further information about our laboratory and the service we provide, you may contact our laboratory head Marina Salazar, or any of our laboratory staff.
Welcome to the Torque Standards Laboratory. To assure that your company's tools and instruments are measuring accurately, why not have them calibrated at National Metrology Laboratory of the Philippines? To meet the increasing demand for calibration of torque wrenches and calibrators, the NML recently acquired two new torque calibrators, the torque wrench calibrator and the torque meter calibrator. Both are capably calibrating from 5 Nm up to 2 kN. Torque is a vital mechanical measurement for the machine building industry, but this measurement is also relevant in some other applications. Precise torque measurement is required by many industries. One example is the users and manufacturers of test benches, for various tests. For accurate torque measurement and control of torque, we maintain the traceability to other national metrology institutes like CRIS Korea and PTB Germany. This ensures our working standards such as torque transducers and torque wrenches are traceable to SI. Our technical personnel have undergone international training to provide you with reliable and accurate torque calibration measurements. Currently, the two calibration systems can be used to calibrate various types of torque tools: micrometer click, split beam, dial type, electronic type torque screwdrivers, and certain torque calibrators and meters. However, jigs and connectors are required to connect to the standard. We also offer field calibration or on-site calibration services for torque testing machines, torque calibrators and torque measuring instrument. Contact us now to know more about our services and how we can help you with your measurement needs.
The Volume and Flow Standards section is the leading provider of traceability to the SI unit of liquid flow rate and volume in the Philippines. Our services are essential to research and development institutions, pharmaceutical and food and beverage industries. We are also the premier authority in the performance testing of road tankers and calibration of test measures. In the National Metrology Laboratory, the Volume and Flow Standards section has 5 professional staff, trained to operate precision instruments in volume and flow calibration. Here, volume instruments are calibrated in a controlled laboratory environment, giving our customers the confidence to measure safely. Our volume laboratory is specially equipped for calibration of piston pipettes and volumetric glass wares. Many factors such as the lab's calibration equipment and environment affect the accuracy and quality of measurements during calibration. In addition, the qualifications of calibration personnel is as much important. That is why our volume and flow calibration personnel are regularly sent for trainings local and international, to give our customers added confidence and the highest quality of service. Along with these qualifications, we have international linkages to metrology experts from developed NMIs which support us in our needs for traceability, measurement audit and consultancy. Our volume laboratory uses the highest precision balances specifically designed for liquid volume calibration to minimize random variables which affect weighing and ensure that our customers receive a level of calibration that is internationally recognized. The Volume and Flow Standards section of the National Metrology Laboratory have internationally recognized competence to provide traceability of liquid volume calibration. We are accredited under the terms of ISO 17025 by the German accreditation body. You can learn more about our calibration services by contacting us through our social media account and telephone number.
I'm happy to note that my friends of NML have participated in the programs of GMA, the Global Metrology Academy of CRIS. Over the past decades, I was serving them for their technical training at CRIS and the fundamental areas of metrology. In addition, in close cooperation with USD, the University of Science and Technology of Korea, CRIS accepts people from the NML for their advanced study in measurement science and technology. My experience with them let me know that they were all energetic and optimistic and bright in doing whatever they were supposed to do. On top of that, they shared the spirit of being one team. I'm sure it is great potential to make themselves great in serving better for advancing the quality infrastructure of the Philippines. In this sense, CRIS is proud to be a partner in the development of NML. Last but not least, I used to stress that people is the key to success. In this arena of science technology, professional human resources take the key role in advancing the competitiveness of nation. CRIS is one of the living witnesses who have enabled Korea to grow up as it is. Don't forget, invest in metrology never fails. And people is the key to success. Thank you.